We're on. All right. What's up, Bo? How you doing, buddy? How you been?
Lost a lot of weight recently. I don't know if you've noticed.
Wow. Jeez. I didn't. So how's the baby? So you had a baby. Congratulations. You and Kristen, baby boy, 7 pounds, 14 ounces.
Is that really the
named Kai?
Oh.
It's not Kaio.
Don't mess it up.
Kaio.
There you go.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Can you say his whole name? Can you say his whole name then, O?
Well, I'm not ready to share that with the world yet. I'm just gonna keep it to myself for a bit.
So let's see what's happened since we've been gone. We haven't had a show since before. Welcome to Friday night at the bar. I forgot to say that. That's supposed to be your line. Why didn't you say that today?
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, the share, the comment, hit the bell for notifications when you subscribe. So last show we did was right before. Was it between Christmas and New Year's or? Yeah. So you had your baby on New Year's Eve. That's awesome. Nice, healthy boy. And I came down with COVID, I found out on New Year's Eve. So, and then your whole family, your mother-in-law, brother-in-law, and your wife all got COVID. Yeah.
So we're still keeping this?
Tell us about that.
All right. So we're still going to keep this going.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Don't worry, Ocean. This obviously won't be something that continues to happen.
So what do you think about the?
Obviously, he can't wait for you to get back. So I'm just a stand-in.
Okay, today we
got
have
pulled off the bench.
We have the lovely producer.
What
was your name?
Yes. What is my name? Wow.
It's sweaty in here. It's hot. It's hot in here. Tommy.
Please just don't spell it.
Tommy King.
Don't spell it.
Tommy Janelle.
Yeah, my name
King.
is spelled very weird, and
I see you have a ring. Who's the lucky guy?
Bryce Graskowski.
Oh, that's me. Oh, that's my fiance, Tommy.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys.
Most of you probably know that. Yeah, how you doing? So this is your first time not really the first time on the podcast. There was a previous episode last month, I think, 2 months ago, where you made a guest appearance, but this is it. This is your big shot at the seat.
Yeah, just don't screw it up, I guess, right?
Today is brought to you by this garbage. This is disgusting, by the way, but I was thirsty. So, is that good?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm actually kind of nervous because I don't really drink, so I'm afraid that I'm going to get drunk off of like 2 sips. So.
Well, we're in the middle of a diet challenge, so we're 2 weeks in on a diet challenge, so this probably isn't going to... Haven't really been drinking, so this will probably be interesting. Down a couple pounds. You down any weight?
Yes, I have lost a little bit, but not as much as I thought I would.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh. Probably still eating a lot of carbs.
Oh my goodness. No.
So you like to eat those carbs, you know. It's one of those differences. It's not about the differences. It's about the similarities, people. Okay, it's about compromise. Like, you know, I'll eat carbs if she cooks them.
Yeah. I was about to say.
I'll eat whatever you cook, baby. Amazing cook.
Mm-hmm.
Chef.
Yeah.
Amazing chef.
Digging yourself in a hole.
I said how good of a cook you are. It's amazing. It's great. Love it. So, what are we gonna talk about today?
So I haven't got to hear all of your feelings about the recent CrossFit.
Oh my God, you haven't? Okay. Everybody else has.
I have heard.
Did you listen to the thing?
So I think it's interesting because you're somebody who's been a part of CrossFit since almost pretty much the beginning. Like once it actually, like before it was a household name.
Just call me old.
Nah, older than me. Before it was like a household name, you were doing it before it was cool. That's pretty much it. You were doing it before everybody talked about it. I am a very green, relatively new CrossFitter.
It's true.
When it did get popular, I was a personal trainer, so we were told to not like it. So I think I have a very different. I have a very different perspective.
'Cause you ain't got no fitness.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's interesting to hear somebody this has been a part of your life now for
11, 12 years.
And there's a lot of big things that are happening right now.
12 and a half years. Holy God. This is how you know when somebody's new to CrossFit, when when somebody's like, I started in 2009, they're like, oh, you've been around forever. Well, it's funny because that's not considered forever, but because we always looked at the people that were doing it in 2000. I guess it's only 6 or 7 that are the OGs, but I guess now we're the OGs. Mostly because the other guys are dead now because they're so fucking old. It's like they're like 70 because they started like 3 years before me. They have to be about 70.
Yeah.
I mean, math
Probably in
is
wheelchairs.
math isn't my strong suit, people.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely in wheelchairs. They've been doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, and only the OGs would know that. That was about 2008. Everybody said CrossFit was dangerous, which was fake.
Was a ploy by the people who were in the industry.
Which is the ploy by the people that now own CrossFit.
Yep.
Well, there's that. So yeah, that's interesting.
Because when I first started hearing about CrossFit, I was a personal trainer at like pretty much a homemade 24-hour fitness.
How long did you do that?
I did that for about 5 years.
Personal training in what state?
I was in Louisiana.
Louisiana, 5 years,
Yeah.
personal training. What else did you do?
I did some bodybuilding.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
I wonder if there's a picture up right now on this podcast.
Yay.
With you. I bet you there is.
Yeah.
I bet you there is.
I hope you found the really good ones.
Well,
Not the...
well,
okay. Well,
we'll see.
We'll see which one.
What about the video? I know there's a video.
Oh, no. Not
If y'all want to watch
video.
it, head on over to Bikini NPC competitor
let's not.
Tommy King. Oh man, I wish I had the screen set up.
I'm so glad you don't.
It's going to be in a second. You also did a stint on a TV show.
Yeah,
One
maybe.
episode of a real estate show in Hawaii.
Yeah.
With
So I'm pretty much famous. You have a famous person on your podcast right now, and I think you should probably advertise it.
We've had a
that.
few more that were way more famous.
Tread lightly, my friend. Tread lightly.
I'm going to watch this video. So you did bodybuilding, and then you joined CrossFit and found out that you were completely out of shape. Is that correct?
Actually,
Is that correct? Yes or no answers.
No,
No, look, this is yes or no
I had
answers.
a child, which is the little redhead that some of you guys may know.
Yeah, they've seen her.
Love.
She's more famous than you.
Okay. I've actually been on TV a couple times. Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, when I first started personal training, I was at a point in my life where I don't think I ever really had to pay much attention to my diet and nutrition. I was right out of college and was pretty physically active. I played all these little sports.
Little sports.
Yeah, like little sports, like activities. They weren't like college level sports, but just
I
like the
gotcha.
AAU teams, like pickup games, stuff
I
like
don't
that.
know what any of that means.
Okay, so I played like a bunch of
You know
pickup
why?
games and played for
Sports
hours.
are dumb.
So, I thought that it would be
Sorry, all
really
you sports
good.
people.
I thought it would be a really good way for me to connect to my clients, to actually push myself for the first time in a diet and nutrition realm and figure out kind of what that feels like, what it is like, what to expect. And so I decided to dabble in bodybuilding, and that's kind of how I got into that. And once I had my daughter, I did not feel like writing my own workouts and being my own personal trainer. And I'd heard a bunch of people talk about CrossFit when I was doing personal training, and they were asking about it. They were wanting to know how to snatch. They were wanting to know how to clean and jerk. And I was like, I don't know how to do any of that. I can't show you how to do any of that. So I started kind of researching it, and I was like, you know what? I'm moving to Hawaii. I'm going to try CrossFit. And I Googled a gym that had childcare, and this is the only CrossFit gym I have ever went to.
There you go. So you don't realize that this is the worst gym in the world. I
Or the
like
best.
it. Or the best.
Or
And
the
doesn't
best.
appreciate it. I'm going to go with the second.
Yeah.
Well, watching this video.
Okay, I don't really feel like we need to watch.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I am really upset that this isn't working right
I'm
now.
really happy
Look,
it's
this
not.
is par for the course, though, right, guys? No, we get to work. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Here's the fun part. There's no rush here. This isn't 20 minutes of fitness. This is take as long as we want.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's the way you like it. Oh yeah. Damn, it might not work. Okay. That's okay. I'll put it up here anyway. This whole time that we've been talking, it's been going.
Yeah, I see.
There
what
you
you're
go.
doing here.
There you go.
Okay.
Except we can't really talk about it because you can't see it. So, yeah.
But it's okay because fun fact, it was just this random person that liked to travel and do videos for people. So this guy messaged me.
That's what this video is?
Yeah, he
this
messaged
yellow
me.
video?
I hope it's not. I don't know which one you're talking
Yellow
about.
background? Oh, whoa.
Was it when I'm doing workouts and
Yeah,
someone's videoing me and I'm talking?
Yeah.
Yep. That's
right
at the gym that I worked at. I was
Okay.
the manager there.
Oh.
I did personal training, and he came.
And what you need to start doing is making lifestyle changes. If you're looking to
There
lose
you
any
go.
type of weight, you have to speed up your metabolism. You have to eat more than 3 times a day.
You have to eat more. How wrong were you?
Hey,
Interesting.
well.
That is the bodybuilder lifestyle.
Yeah,
though.
it is though.
Jacking your insulin up 50 times a day. So, yeah. So that's interesting. That's fun. And then you started it with us, and then you started doing Olympic lifting, and then helping with nutrition, and now you're a CrossFit coach.
After the bodybuilding phase, I actually took nutrition courses and learned a lot, and
Right.
took some 4,000 level biology classes and learned a lot, and realized that I had literally, it's a miracle I didn't ruin my body.
Yep.
By what
Like most
somebody else
people
was
do.
telling me. So what I'd like to tell people now is, how many times do you ever go into your doctor's office and ask them, like, hey, can I see your credentials? You never do, because you just expect them to know what they're doing, and you expect them to have everything they're supposed to. Funny story. there
Funny
was a
story. I don't
guy-
think that doctors know what the fuck they're doing in most of the things you ask them.
But
Yeah.
thing is that we just live this lifestyle that we accept
Sure.
this information.
Yeah.
So there was a guy who posed as a gynecologist. He was not a gynecologist. He
Yeah,
was in
buddy.
his early, late teens.
Was his name Dr. Stinky Finger?
No, he was in his late
Because that should have
teens.
told you.
His late teens, and opened his own practice and was making all of this money and never had a single medical class.
That's
and
awesome.
People were just going to him and paying him.
That's
And-
balls, man. That's some balls. He
So-
should have been a nut doctor. I don't know what the fuck that's called. What's a nut doctor, people? Somebody in the comments. What's the name of a nut doctor?
Okay.
That's what he should have been, because his balls are fucking huge.
Yeah, and even more so because he gets caught and then gets out and doesn't.
Remember
So-
that? Remember that the guy that was given the steroids to A-Rod and basically all of baseball
Yeah.
in Florida? He was not a doctor.
No.
Right? He was from a different country and lied, said he was a doctor from Colombia or some shit like that. And he made millions of dollars.
Well,
And now he's poor.
Well, and so my point is that we just trust people who know how to talk and who know
Sure.
how to
Like
explain
podcasters.
things and to make you feel confident that they know what they're doing. So my question to you is,
I feel like I'm
sometimes-
being assaulted personally.
No, I think that when people are looking at diet and nutrition plans, I think it is important to kind of look up that person, know what their background is, understand if they really have that knowledge base that they claim to have. Because you can really do a lot of detrimental things to your body by just blindly following people. And I was one of them in
Sure.
bodybuilding. I never questioned, never asked. And then now looking back, I'm like, holy crap. It is a miracle that I didn't completely destroy my body, especially as a female. If
Yep.
you ever eat too many, like you get too lean, you don't take care of yourself.
Your
you can't-
vagina falls off.
Your vagina does not fall off, but you
Yes, it
might
does.
not have a menstruation
You know what you're
cycle,
talking
and then you
about.
can't have babies.
What are you, a doctor now?
Yeah. So I know a lot of my friends who now can't actually get pregnant and have children because they.
I
just
looked up
screwed
vagina falling off on Google just now.
Yeah.
I'm a Google doctor.
Yeah.
Look up blue waffle,
Oh, jeez.
everybody. If you don't know about the blue waffle, go ahead and look that up.
I don't
Enjoy.
I don't think people need to do that.
Have you done that?
No,
It's old.
I
It's an old pre-CrossFit joke. Has nothing to do with CrossFit.
Okay.
That's how old it is, though.
That's how old it is.
Original internet.
Yeah.
I'm an internet OG too.
Oh,
I was there on day one.
yeah.
Not even. It was like 1964. So, but anyway, I actually went to school with a guy that started the internet for Al Gore.
Really?
Yeah. It's not
Wow.
Al Gore. But yeah, he was involved in the original, because it was just for the tech dorks in a couple colleges so they could communicate with each other and send files or whatever. And he might have been military. Might have been started by the military for that same reason. But he was one of the guys that worked on the programming. So he was in my, what was it? It might have been a web design class.
Huh.
Or, yeah, it must have been web design. Yeah, that would make sense.
That's crazy.
Pretty crazy. And he was older. He was probably 20 years older than me at the time, so at least.
So he's dead now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's with all those CrossFitters in wheelchairs. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's good. And now you do CrossFit, and now you're in shape,
Yeah.
and you have better body than you did in bodybuilding.
No, and I
Weird.
do bring that up quite a bit. That I eat more. I'm healthier.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy my life quite a bit more. I don't live such a restrictive lifestyle, and I do feel like I look a million times better.
And you
than
have
I
more
did.
fitness.
And I do.
Difference between fitness and health.
There is. And
Health is good for you. Fitness is really bad for you.
Yeah.
Right? Not really, but
it different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now you're into this thing that
That's
is
imploding.
falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got into CrossFit about a good time to get into it, to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got in when it was still good, and now you've spent your 3 years, which is the average life cycle of a CrossFitter. That's if anybody out there doesn't know that, that's the as an affiliate owners, it's generally the long term is about 3 years, because at that point somebody either becomes a coach, they want to open their own gym, or they decide, okay, I've done what I'm gonna do here, I'll continue on at home or do whatever. But the average is about 3 years, and at the long end, on the short end, it's like 3 months. So you've been in about 3 years, and now CrossFit sucks. So perfect for you. Perfect for you. I cry myself to sleep every night.
I actually have this weird, because you are my fiance.
Oh, shit.
I had this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You didn't know that we're going to get married someday?
Oh,
I don't know. Anytime soon. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We're still on a lease to buy.
But I did have kind of like this sadness for you, because I don't think people understand. And here's the reality of the fact: people who haven't invested their entire life, their livelihood, they're going to look at these few changes and just be hopeful because they don't really care.
Well, they say, who cares? It's just the games, or it's just one guy. It's just this little thing.
Because their thought process
CrossFit will go on.
CrossFit is you.
Right.
You
Yeah,
are
exactly.
you are my
That's
only
true.
CrossFit.
That's
so
true.
I don't give a crap about anybody else or what
Hard
they
eyes.
say. It's what are you doing day in, day out in this gym?
And that's absolutely true.
So that's why their attitude is, it's going to be fine because I'm paying you.
And
I'm
that's
not
what-
paying them.
And that's what all the idiot affiliate owners, that's definitely what the moron athletes out there that are like, the high level athletes and all that shit. Well, that doesn't matter. It's not about the leadership. It's about the gym owner, and it's about what they stand for. And but when the thing I realized, like today and yesterday, I've realized a lot listening to the Sevon podcast. If you guys aren't listening to that about this situation, listen to the last few shows. Especially yesterday was the because now they're trying to blame Dave Castro for water bacteria that they suddenly are coming forward with, even though somebody came forward with it in August, and it was like, okay, there's nothing we do about it. That's not anything to do with us. And now they're trying to just to divert your attention from, hey, we fired this fucking guy for no reason. Now it's like, well, this is one of the reasons. He doesn't care about the athlete's safety and all this shit.
Oh, sounds like politics.
Yeah, which is a complete fucking lie. And everything the head office is doing is for them and not for the affiliates, which is what CrossFit is about. It is about the affiliates, and it is about the community. It's not about making money. And right now it's about making money. And what I realize is, and what they didn't realize, actually, Sevon had an amazing comment yesterday. It was this company that Eric Rosa and Berkshire bought CrossFit, right? That's where all the money came from, for God knows how much money. Estimates are like over $200 million. So they had to have some backing there. And even though he has the money, I think he sold his company for $500 million. He owned I want to say it's called Data Links or some shit like that. He started that, and Oracle bought him out. So Oracle, that's the guy that owns the island, one of the Hawaiian islands. He owns Lanai. Lanai, right? Where the Four Seasons is. What's his name? Larry Ellis owns Oracle, so he bought Eric Rose's company for, I believe, half a billion. So Eric Rosa has the money, but it's probably tied up in God knows what. He probably owns shares. He probably sold it to him for shares of Oracle, and obviously, if you have that kind of money, it's you have your money tied up somewhere so that it's not sitting in a bank doing nothing. So, it's not like he had $200 million to. Oh, here, Greg, let me get that out of my wallet. Welcome to the.
So what's Greg's number, by the way?
Yeah, for real. Paul has his number.
I
can
try. I mean, I can try. I'll just
go for it. Yeah.
Just give it a shot.
Just fucking throw me a fucking vacation house or something. I don't care. I can be bought. There's that shirt, Unbuyable. All you old school CrossFitters, Unbuyable, and it's the picture of Pukey on the back. Mine says buyable.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
so does
if
everybody
you're
else's apparel.
Buy Bryce, you have to come through me. Just
Yeah.
So we're
There you
clear.
go. There you go.
Okay.
Threesome. Wait, what?
So I'm definitely not sharing this on my Facebook.
Ladies, check me out on Instagram.
Oh God.
Bryce G-Ski, she's Kilo Barbie.
Yep. No.
Taking bids.
I don't know why you only included the ladies.
There's not going to be any.
Oh.
It's not a fucking sausage party. I said threesome, not sausage party.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, back to the CrossFit debacle. So the.
He buys it with their.
So they bought it with them, and the thing Sevon said, he goes, "You guys thought you were buying Harley Davidson, and you bought the Hell's Angels," and that's a perfect statement, because and his other one was, you thought you bought tickets to a whale watch cruise, and it ends up you're on the fucking Greenpeace ship, right? And that attitude, like, what that is there's an attitude in CrossFit with the affiliate owners, at least the old ones, at least anybody that owned it for longer than the last 5 years. CrossFit was outside the box. It was the alternate thing. It was the kind of the rebel movement in fitness. And I've said this before on this podcast, that like people were it was 20 Minutes Fitness. I said, we had a gym across the path from alley from us, and we would just stand there and look at them like, that's cute, you guys are doing fitnessing. When you're ready to actually get fit, fucking come over here, we're gonna kick your ass. And it's that attitude of, okay, you go to 24-hour fitness, that's cute. If you ever want to get in shape, come with us. Like, we'll meet you at the park, we'll meet you anywhere, we'll do it for fucking free, but we're going to teach you what actual fitness is and show you that you're not fit. No matter what discipline you do, we're going to hand you your ass in some way.
Yeah.
Right? And I've been in this 12 years, and that hasn't changed. Like, you're still going to hand most anybody their ass in some way, and be able to hang with them in their world, right? And that's that attitude. Like, that was the attitude. Like, it's the Hell's Angels, and you thought you bought Harley Davidson. You didn't buy a fucking company. You bought a gang, and that's the idea, right? You didn't buy fucking. You didn't buy a bunch of vegans. You bought the fucking rainbow. What the hell is that thing called? The Rainbow Warrior, the Greenpeace fucking thing. Those dudes are going after shit, right? They are taking people out, like. And now you have this PC organization that's trying to bring diversity to a place that there's plenty of diversity, and use some bullshit narrative and fake agenda to drum people out, and they're drumming out, they're making it less diverse. And the problem is that you've now eliminated the guys that we decided
We're the leaders.
Are our leaders.
Yeah.
Like, people like me, people like other affiliate owners, we did this to be fucking outside of the norm, to say fuck you to the status, the bosses, all that shit. And now, and the guys that were in charge of this shit, Glassman, Castro, handful of others, Miranda Olroy, all these people, that Nicole Carroll, like, all these people were like, fuck the norm. The norm is the problem.
Well, and it's that whole idea of David Goggins' mindset versus Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Like, you CrossFit was started with a David Goggins mindset. Like, fuck you,
Absolutely.
put it down. I don't care what your excuse
Yeah.
is. You're fat. Lose some weight, get healthy. And
Holy
now-
shit. So yesterday,
Yeah.
watching, it's Rory McKernan interviewing some executive, red-haired, I guess, woman. I'm not sure if it's a woman, man, or somewhere in the middle, and I don't fucking care. But I'm just describing, I believe it was a woman. She is the diversity.
She looking like a man.
Yeah, I mean, she
Just kidding.
had a pretty heavy jawline, but I don't know. She's the head of the DEI, diversity, inclusion's the last one. What's the
Yeah.
E? Equality, diversion, equality. I'm sorry, not diversion. What the fuck?
Diversity.
Diversity, equality, and inclusivity. The new group that CrossFit started to make sure that CrossFit is diverse, and they're going after. They want the half of the people that aren't in CrossFit. And here's my thing, fucking the LGBT and she he whatever
Heavily
was
targeted.
basically targeting the LGBT community. This is the fucking one of the greatest things that ever happened to the LGBT community from day one.
Yeah.
Because we don't give a living shit who walks in
Clever.
our door. Kristen Clever, when she was the champ, man,
Nobody said anything. They were just like,
people fucking gay women poured into gyms. It's why there's more women in these gyms than men, and there's nothing, and nobody gives a shit. That's the difference. That's inclusion.
Yeah, they
we
didn't
don't
talk
fucking
about it.
care.
They didn't care. It
Don't
wasn't
care.
an issue. It wasn't something to talk about. It was like, man, she's badass.
And not a single fucking, I can't say that, but most gym owners, of the 15,000 affiliate owners that there used to be, I guarantee 85% of them don't give a fuck about race and sexual orientation, whatever you call it, gender, I guess.
Yeah.
And now you have my affiliate fees paying this bullshit that is a fake fucking narrative, and you've eliminated the guys that were like, that originally said, we don't give a shit who you are, we want you in our gym. That was the fuck you to everything. Like, oh, this thing started with out of shape fucking soccer moms coming in that have never done fitness in their life, and all of a sudden they're going to the fucking CrossFit games and crushing, and then they could go into any gym and crush most men.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So tell
That's
them
crazy
what
talk.
she said. Tell them what
So,
she said that said.
Right. So what set me off, and so I was just describing her so you could go look this up. It's at Wadapalooza. Rory interviews her. I believe it was on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which. And she says, we want to make our gyms more open and welcoming for larger bodied athletes. I almost fucking crashed my car. Larger bodied athletes. So CrossFit's not going to say fat anymore? Are you fucking kidding me?
So
I remember back in the day, Glassman, they would follow Glassman around with a fucking camera. He would be getting coffee at Starbucks, and this is Glassman. He does it to this day. He will see somebody that's overweight. He will strike up a conversation with them, say, hey man, look, you're overweight, you're dangerously obese, you're probably, if you're not diabetic, because I don't know your situation, you're probably pre-diabetic, you probably know all this. Fucking people don't need to be called larger bodied athletes. They know they're fat. If the term fat bothers you, fucking do something about it. You're fat. It's not good for you, and it is going to limit your fucking life. And to be so sensitive that, oh, this person's using a term that bothers me. You should be bothered by it. It's good you're bothered by it. It's good you're triggered by it. Do something about it, because Glassman would do this shit and the person would be like, I just don't know what to do. And all he would say is, here's a card, go to this address. That's it. When you get there, we will take care of you. And he would make people lose 100, 200 fucking pounds. Is incredible. And he still does that shit, guaranteed. He's still walking up to people, telling them what they need to do different. And I guarantee he's still telling them, go to your local CrossFit gym. Guaranteed.
Well, and that's the real issue with why these changes are so detrimental to what the core values of CrossFit are, in the sense of what this all started out as. And even Glassman got so much flack because he pretty much canceled the games because he didn't give a crap about that.
Right, because it's not about
it's
the
not about
top
that.
level
It's
athlete.
about health and reversing diabetes. It's about understanding that you have the tools to not be self-sufficient, like to be self-sufficient and not have medicine the rest of your life.
Get off of your medicines.
You have the tools. It's going to take work.
Yep.
The problem with this inclusivity,
Fuck.
sorry, I can't say it. The problem with this is that you're going to try to get people who will not be willing to work, who this won't work for, and now you're going to have a shit ton of people who saying CrossFit doesn't work because
Right.
they cannot
Because
do
it's
it.
not about that.
Because it's not about that.
It's not about that.
It's about
If-
them coming to an understanding before they come. In psychology, we like to call this denial and deflection. And if you are not at a place where somebody gets in your face and your first reaction is not to blame them, but to say, what the fuck do I need to change? CrossFit ain't gonna work for you. And
It's,
now we're trying to attack those people.
It's actually it's just like Alcoholics Anonymous, being fat. You have to own it first in order to do something about it. And calling people larger bodied athletes is a problem. Actually, and I've always had a problem. And if you've been part of one of my gyms, you'll notice that I don't call everybody athletes until like maybe the last year and a half, because I've made myself do it because that's what people do. I fucking hate that term, athletes. I'm sorry, because you belong to my gym, you are not an athlete. It's just like if I put a fucking Band-Aid on, I'm not a doctor. I do, however, play a doctor on podcasts. I have Google in front of me. I can tell you what's wrong with you and how to fix it. Mostly it's cut out sugar. Okay? It's the same thing. If you want to get rid of your damn diabetes, you cut out sugar. You want to get rid of your arthritis, you cut out sugar. And this is what we do here. We're not doctors, but we know a good amount more about nutrition and how to lose weight. That's what we do. We figure out how to lose weight. And most people that come into a gym, they don't want to do what is needed to do because they never have to, because they're fucking coddled by people that say that they're larger body athletes. But my thing about the athlete thing, it's insulting. It is insulting to athletes to call somebody that has a gym membership an athlete because they have a gym membership. Athletes work their ass off to play in whatever, and it's play, I know, but to work, we'll say professional athletes and semi-professional athletes, they're still athletes. They work their ass off in training, not showing up to a gym to get a workout in, to burn some calories. That don't make you a fucking athlete. I'm not an athlete.
Well, and that's why
I'm athletic. You can be. I'll call you. Oh, we have a good group of athletics here. You are you're a trainee. You're a trainee to be an athlete, maybe. But I want to go back to the beginning of CrossFit, like the first 7-8 years. And I'll bring up one person in particular. Her name's Lauren Plumy. She owned Shoreline CrossFit in Branford, Connecticut. She came from, I believe, CrossFit Milford, who has been like second place teams at the games, almost beat Rich Froning's teams. And Jason Leiden he's the owner, he runs Conquer Athlete. And great gym. I took my level 2 there. I've done multiple competitions there. Lauren came from his gym, opened up CrossFit Branford. I've hung out with them, done competitions with her husband. They're games athletes. She's in the Every Second Counts, the original CrossFit Games video was 2008, right? This is the one, 2009. 2009 when Jason Kalipa wins, I think. I don't know, with the hill run, with the sandbag. She's on that hill. And she is a prime example. She never did anything athletic in school. Was a school teacher. And she started doing CrossFit, and all of a sudden she was fucking good at it. She became shredded. I think she still might be a teacher, but has owned CrossFit Branford for over 10 years, I believe, at this point, with her husband. They run it together. I think that's Dave's only job, but that's somebody that was not an athlete. She was the soccer mom, and it changed her life. And nobody cared when she walked through the door. Nobody said, "Oh, you can't do this. You're not this, that, or the other thing. You're not going to be. You're not going anywhere." She became whatever she became and fulfilled her, I guess, potential, right? That no one had ever tapped into, because of the atmosphere that CrossFit is, which is come in here and do work. We don't care about anything else, right? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the crazy thing about this whole debacle of change of focus and who we're kicking out of CrossFit now because they're probably Democrats. I mean Republicans, right? Sevon gets fired. He's clearly got some Republican-sided views. Although I'm pretty sure he's a fucking liberal dude. Like, he's still living in San Francisco. I mean, he hasn't moved. Like, at this point, you would think you'd be in Texas at this point if you're a hardcore Republican.
But he's also
Dave
not
might be
afraid to speak his mind.
Well,
and
no,
I
he's
think
smart.
That's the biggest part.
He also got to hang with fucking Greg Glassman and learned, oh, this is all bullshit.
Yeah.
And Glassman's one of those guys. He's not gonna, and Dave too. They're not gonna hold back. They're gonna tell you they're gonna call you out on your bullshit. They would smoke these fools that are in charge right now, and that, I think, is why Castro's been shit canned, because they're trying to do all this inclusivity garbage, and Castro probably said, dude, this has nothing to do with fitness. This is not our mission. And now it's our fucking mission. Guess what, man? It ain't my fucking mission. My mission is nutrition, metabolic conditioning, gymnastics, weightlifting, and throwing, and sports in that order, in a pyramid shape, right? Getting as fit as fuck and making people live longer. I don't care what you do with your time. I don't care what you do with your life. You could do who and whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to make you be able to do it longer.
Well, and
stronger.
Now, like,
that's the fucking, that's the CrossFit mission. Longer, harder, what is it? Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
That's it. It ain't, well, we also want people that can't lift weights to come and not lift weights. We'll scale it down
turning
to
into Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
The lunk alarm.
It's shit.
The pizza.
Yep.
The bullshit. And okay.
It's disgusting, and it's sad to like, I've seen we all know the Go Woke Go Broke, Disney Star Wars. It fucking drives me crazy because I'm a Star Wars dork from the day I was born. The first thing I remember is Star Wars, and probably the last thing I'll remember is Star Wars. Reason I started taking
well, thanks, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks. Not the birth of our child.
No, I'll probably say I love you on my way out.
Yeah, okay.
And you better say I know, and I'll good one. So, the reason I took karate is because the Force doesn't exist, so that was my only other option. The reason I start CrossFit is so that I could be better at karate because the Force doesn't exist. Like, I'm pretty deep in it. And when Disney took that shit over and started this Force is female bullshit, like you paid, what did they pay? $4 billion?
Yeah.
Was it $4 billion? $4 billion to buy the most successful movie franchise and toy franchise in the history of Earth. It's a fucking golden goose. And then you painted that goose fluorescent fucking pink and put fucking spinners on it. You know what I'm saying? You remember spinners? Mm-hmm. Fucking your car stops, your rims keep going, baby. And
that's a very interesting movement. You
what's Oh shit, they were going. I couldn't hear them.
Oh.
I didn't have the monitor on. Oh, okay. I don't know. Which one is it? I needed to fucking clap and laugh. You can't hear these. So.
No, I can't. I have no idea what's going on.
All right, I got laughter now. So yeah, what was I saying?
Disney Star Wars sucks.
Disney Star Wars sucks. So, and they paid all this money for this property, and that property is the characters. It's not the fucking Millennium Falcon. It's not a Wookiee.
Well, and this circles right back around to CrossFit. You're not going to make anything better than the original. So you're
Right.
taking it and you're shitting on it,
Yeah.
which is going to completely destroy it.
Yeah,
You can't
like
do better than that.
The
so
building that Greg Glassman, Dave Castro, and George Lucas built, their buildings right side by side. Glassman and Castro built about a 40-story building. Lucas built about an 80-story. Well, let's see. I don't know what the difference between a couple $100 million and $4 billion.
Yeah.
He built the tallest structure on Earth ever. He built 45 pyramids stacked on top of each other, and then you decided to only put an elevator in to the fucking 20th floor because you can never get as high as they can. And you know what? They're still sitting in the fucking top floor, and they're fucking laughing at you, and they're like, "Whoo, glad it wasn't me that ruined this," right? And so like Disney ruined it with because they went woke, right? They wanted to bring in. It's fine, you want to bring in women. I love it.
more titties.
Also, by the way, yeah. Tell me, come on. It was funny too because they're like, we need a strong woman role model. One of the strongest women in,
Wonder Woman.
No, one of the strongest women characters in the history of cinema is Christmas Leia, Princess Leia.
Jeez, that drink's hitting
Yeah, this
hard.
thing's, what is that?
Woo!
Alcohol content 350%.
I don't think so.
No, 4.5%. Princess Leia is one of the strongest female characters in the history of movies. Like everybody says, oh, Ripley. Princess Leia got rescued by these dudes, literally busts their ass when they walk in the doors, like starts ragging on them. And they're like, oh, you want us to leave you here? She's like, fuck you. Leave me here, bitch. Like, she didn't give a fuck. She's a strong woman role model. And then they're like, Star Wars has never had a strong female role model. And then they put these fucking horrendous women in the role. And it's like, I'm fine with you bringing in women. Like, try to make it more appealing to younger kids and women. But do not do so at the cost of the base. You paid $4 million. You didn't pay $4 million, like I said, for the Millennium Falcon, for Chewbacca. You paid for the audience.
Yeah.
And that audience loves the Han Solo, and this is in order, people. Han Solo. I don't know where Luke Skywalker might be second. I hate Luke. Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Chewbacca, Lando, blah 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 blah. C-3PO, Jar Jar Binks, and that little played Anakin Skywalker. He's last. Sandstorms are very, very dangerous. So you ruined the base that you paid for by killing all of the characters that you paid for.
But
they
it's
killed
because
Luke
they think they
Skywalker.
can
They
do it
killed Han
better.
Solo. Yeah, and you can't ever.
You can't.
And you lost the people that were going to pay you to do it better.
Yeah.
CrossFit's doing the same thing. They're like, oh, let's get inclusive. Okay, let's get rid of these people that think like Dave Castro and Greg Glassman. Guess what? That's all the affiliates. That's 80-something% of the affiliates. And once we go, it's over. It's over, Johnny. We're all going to something else. I'm not doing the Open this year. I'm already starting to do running, swimming, looking at other sports. Guess who's not going to win the fucking Hydrox? It's not Hydrox. That's that cookie that's like a Oreo ripoff. Remember those things? Yeah. Hyrox, that's what he does. Hunter McIntyre, he's the dude that did the CrossFit Games a couple years ago that Glassman gave him the free ticket. That guy ain't going to win this year because guess what? These CrossFitters, they're realizing this ship is sinking and they're going to start jumping to other sports that are, and there's a few exercise, fitnessing, exercise for sport organizations, and that's one of them. Like, somebody's going to walk in there and just smoke that dude. Like, no doubt.
And to me, it's really interesting because I, at the time, didn't understand Glassman's reasoning for decreasing the media team and really trying to take attention off the games. And then now looking back, I'm like, I get it now because it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
And once it becomes about that, your average athlete like myself has a really difficult time enjoying CrossFit. Because what was my purpose of getting into CrossFit? To look good naked and to be healthy and fit. Then I got attached to this idea that I could be competitive, which I
Right.
can't. No, I'm just being realistic, like on another level, to where now I can't enjoy my weekends. I can't go do other
Yeah.
things because I
Yeah.
am spinning. I am
All the focus is on
broken.
open.
I am broken.
And that's what I was thinking about today,
and then
too.
I was like, that's why Glassman tried to step away from that.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this should be used to get to your favorite sport. This
Right.
should be used for us to go
Right.
paddleboarding,
Yep.
to go on a big hike,
Yep.
to go do things that we're like, I don't have to train for
Things
that
like,
because I do CrossFit.
and I actually want to do a podcast or a video about it for YouTube, is like CrossFit versus actual functional fitness, meaning like what are like the top 10 dumbest things we do in CrossFit that if you're not focusing on the open
CrossFit,
the open anymore, which I have zero desire to, what
You look really sexy.
thanks. What are these movements that are completely fucking useless in the aspect of how do I become the fittest person I can?
Yeah.
We'll talk about things like the full squat snatch and the overhead squat. Zero life there. You don't need to ever do
Handstand
it.
push-ups.
Handstand, anything handstand related, that's not a handstand hold. Not a walk, a hold.
What if my legs get blown off and I have to...
If you can do a handstand hold in place, you can handstand walk. So if you can do a handstand hold, a toe to bar, useless. What else? I'm sure there's more. Ring muscle ups, really. I mean, you don't need to do more than one. It's pulling yourself up over a bar. Like a bar muscle up, much more useful than a ring muscle up. But there's a whole bunch of these items that are like, they're so useless, and we waste our time doing them because
we break ourselves to where we can't do anything else.
Because we're like, man, if this comes up in the open, I got to be good at these. I got to be good at all this shit because it might come up in this arbitrary workout, and that doesn't actually mean you're any fitter. It just means you're better at a couple different little things, which, if you look at the whole of exercising, you're the best exerciser. Who gives a fuck?
Well, and that's
if you're
what-
not doing that competition, it doesn't matter.
Well, and that's kind of what wall I hit personally, because I'm
Yeah.
a very competitive person and I like to push myself to the limit. And I didn't understand his thinking. I was like, man, that would really completely derail. Like, this is how people find out about CrossFit. I'm like, no, this is what people don't want to see.
Yeah.
Because the average fat person sees
Whoa,
CrossFit
whoa.
on
Larger
ESPN.
bodied athlete.
They're completely turned off.
Yeah.
90% of women and men who talk to me say, well, I'll never look like that.
Well, to me, it's like
And-
watching those people. It's like watching
The Olympics.
It's watching football or the Olympics on TV. You're watching it to be entertained, and really watching people exercise over and over isn't really entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, to them, they're like, that's completely unattainable. When I'm like, no, this is actually way more attainable. You
Yeah.
can be healthy and fit. You can lose the weight.
Yeah, it is
You
very
can
attainable.
You can get a body style that is comfortable
and
for you.
and don't get me
that you
wrong,
like.
it's cool to be able to do all these things, and I like doing them because it's fun. But there's a lot of things that we spend a lot of time on trying to get more and more of. It's not like I'll perfect a couple muscle ups in a row, but that's it. That's all you need.
Well,
and then
not
it's
only
walk away.
that-
Go do something else.
Not only that, what is your reasoning? Your reasoning is to increase your cardio
For the open.
vascular. No, I meant for if you're just looking at using CrossFit the way that he designed
Oh
it
yeah,
for
yeah,
your
yeah.
actual
Yeah,
sport.
of course.
For our sport of life,
Yeah.
of being able to go to the beach and run and do things and hike.
And I could do and those things that I would be doing if I wasn't focusing so much on
Yeah.
doing CrossFit. I would actually do other things to get better at those things that I'm not doing because I'm wasting my time doing shit like muscle ups, overhead squats, squat snatches, handstand, anything.
Well-
So you're wasting your time when what I should be out doing, running on the sand,
Yep.
climbing a tree, like running anywhere, swimming. That is guess what's way more functional than doing a fucking handstand push-up? Climbing a tree, right?
And then, like you said, once
Something
again,
we don't do.
Glassman was right. And
Glassman's always right.
And
God damn
I
it.
remember you saying that, and I had that epiphany, and I was like, you know what? Now it all makes sense. Now it makes sense why he tried to draw out the media. Now that makes sense why everything he did was like, no, let's refocus. But his baby got too big,
Yep.
and he pissed off too many people because he has a David Goggins
Oh, he's a
mindset.
jackass.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a jackass or not.
No, I know.
But in today's society, you cannot be anything but PC. When
Right.
South Park is always ahead of the time. When
And-
South Park came out with the PC police
Oh, yeah.
and made so much fun of it, That is what we live with today.
Ooh, you know what?
This came out years ago, and it's
Simpsons
this
is the
jerk
one.
off.
Simpsons
It's
figures
this
everything
jerk
out.
off walking around saying you can't say that, you can't say that, you can't
Yep.
do this, you can't
Yeah.
do that, and just being obnoxious. That is what we live with today.
Yeah,
It was made.
and-
It was comical
and it was,
back then.
and it
but
was,
it's actually
and like I was
what's happening.
saying with the Star Wars thing, is like I understood the get woke, go broke. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend my money on Disney Star Wars. I'm going to avoid it as much as I can. But this CrossFit thing's totally different because now I'm seeing the implosion of an entire company that I'm in, and
Your balls deep in.
it's all my money, everything I own is in CrossFit, and that's sad. And it's all going away, and people think it's not. It is. This thing is collapsing, and it's going to turn into absolute garbage in the next few years.
And that doesn't mean that.
It's very interesting just being on this side of it versus where everybody else is where I was 3 weeks ago.
Well,
Right.
Well,
I was
everybody's
like, oh yeah,
depending on
go woke, go broke is
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, these fucking people are idiots. But now it's like, oh shit, now I really see how stupid these people are and how stupid this movement is and how detrimental it is to society and where it's leading. It's not a good place, people.
It's a
and you
unitarian
have
opinion.
you have to fucking stop it. Unfortunately, it's sad because people think, oh, it's just one guy. No, dude, this is the fucking, that culture, the cancel culture that's destroying things right now has CrossFit. They own CrossFit, literally.
Yeah.
They own CrossFit, and it's canceled. It is, CrossFit as you know it is canceled, and it is now something else from pretty much here on out. It is something else, and that thing does not have the interest of the people that built it in mind, and that's why I'm out.
the Glassman method is going to be our.
This
new,
is the Glassman method.
This
That's
is what
right.
our main
We
focus
practice
is.
constantly very functional movements. It's CVFMEHIA, the thing that's on people's shirts.
And that's
And yeah,
what
and
the
that's
focus
it.
should
And
be.
that's unfortunate. And yeah, I'm just trying to think. That's not to say about that, but to end the show because we're running out of time. But yeah, go
The
woke,
Glassman
go
method.
broke, and everybody in CrossFit, you're about to go broke.
Yeah.
It's already been happening with this garbage pandemic, and now it's just happening more with the woke. This whole last 3 years with all this bullshit, or 2 years. This has been in 2 years. This business has been destroyed.
Yeah.
It's fucking unreal.
And people who care about health and fitness.
Hope you got a parachute. Pull that fucking cord. To my fellow affiliate owners, the 15,000 of you, because this sucker's going down, man.
And
Hope you brought a lifeboat.
fat shaming.
I'm getting the fuck out now.
Fat shaming is no longer a thing. Fit shaming is a thing.
Yeah, fit shaming's in, and telling people that they need to lose weight is out. And if you're in that business, you got a totally different way to do it. And yeah, it's not a good look. Not a good look for society either. Because y'all are fat. You're fat. 73% of the United States is obese. 80% is overweight.
Hence
Y'all-
COVID.
Y'all are in fucking
Issues?
trouble. And guess who's not in trouble and is never going to be? Me and the people I roll with, because we're still going to be doing constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity across broad time modal domains. We're still going to be eating meat, vegetables, some seeds, nuts, some fruit, little starch, no sugar at intake levels to promote fitness and keep out fat loss. We're fine. And I ain't on any fucking medications. And good luck on your statins. Good luck on your, I don't even know what a statin is, high blood pressure medicines, and your
Diabetes.
your diabetes. Diabetes is winning, people. That's it. It's all we got today. It's all we got time for. We run out of memory. I can't remember nothing.
I had so much fun. I hope I get invited back.
Good job, baby. You're very, very beautiful. Very much better looking than Ocean. I could see
Hear
your
that,
eyes
Ocean?
too.
Oh, that's surprising too, because mine aren't that big.